We're doing a good job, we're working very hard, and we're going to produce. It's all going to happen. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Sociologists call it technological delay. Regardless of what you call it, the globalist stranglehold on technology is coming to an end because of Donald Trump's efforts.
We've recently discovered some paths that are essentially heat maps constructed from fitness data from the popular Fitbit fitness tracker that amazingly people going to these unknown secret bases.
Their development of alternative physics technology, stuff that is still secret, some of which has made its way into either the United States or
secret bases in Antarctic, advanced UFO technology, and the establishment of the underground, ruling the world from the shadows. Everything the world thought we knew could be shaken to its core.
But I'll go back out for now because I want to go to Antarctica. Those are actually GPS trails, and it shows everything. You can zoom in on these towns, and anywhere where people are going, you see these. You can see how they're getting down in Antarctica. Little lines going down here, so this is a hot spot here.
That was supposed to be a no-fly zone, but during an emergency medevac crisis, to speed up their trip, they flew across that no-fly zone and saw apparently what they were not supposed to see.
I had been communicating with a Marine, and he had been communicating to me about a number of ET-related revelations.
There is a strong link between the ruling political elite and the pursuit of the esoteric or secret ancient knowledge, and only a very few ever get the chance to prove its existence.
There's a hidden physics of which we know nothing. Because of that, we now have the ability to create a technology that has truly interstellar and interplanetary potential implications.
Everybody is wondering what's going on, why these world leaders are going to Antarctica.
Nobody can just go down there without being vetted anymore. And there is almost a supranational, meaning beyond nations. So this is even above the United Nations that does a background check.
I've talked to people that have been beneath the ice. They talk about a tropical paradise. Obviously, you're in the southern hemisphere, and southern hemisphere is the best place to observe and has been for the last decade Planet X.
Why do we have to go all the way down there to test our military equipment to see how it would function in Arctic conditions? We've got Alaska for that. We don't need to outfit an expensive military and naval expedition to the other hemisphere to do this.
Trump is actively and openly talking about suppressed technologies, and they cover the whole gamut from military weapon systems to health breakthroughs to what's going on in space. How far out have we gone?
So I started thinking about how I could correlate that to my research to see if there were people that left their Fitbits on, because one of my theories is the people that are working on this technology are very well paid, so obviously a lot of them would have things like fitness trackers and Apple Watches. And
UFOs, flying saucers, don't come from outer space. They were built by the Germans during the Second World War. I know, this is Jessica speaking, because I was an engineer in Italy working with the Italians.
When Admiral Byrd in 1947 went down there with Operation High Jump, we got our heads handed to us on a platter by the Germans. About 1/3 of the German High Command and their technology went to Antarctica. They called it New Schwabenland.
Global warming, obviously, is, in my opinion, scientific fraud. Now, I believe in man-made global ionospheric heating, which we're seeing in weather control and weather modification.
This is where the secret underground base is. They made a little trip over to this little mountain over here, and it turns out that there looks to me like there's a little dome city or something. Little domes all over the place.
A huge hole in the ice that looked like it was an entrance to an underground installation. Later at camp near Marie Birdland, some dozen scientists disappeared for 2 weeks.
Secrets that he and a team of special forces were involved with. He would call and say, you're tapped, I'm only going to speak for, and it would be like 30 seconds or a minute, and then hang up. And I understood why, and that was what we were doing.
We actually live in two worlds. One in which the vast majority live, and think of it as the real world, then there's another world which actually controls the one that people think they live in and believe is so real.
Every indication, yes, is there that they've got something that they have not released publicly. The power elite has known this ever since the days of Tesla, and the problem that they had then was a proliferation problem.
And he said, when I was in Antarctica, and they were there for, I think, 6 weeks. He said we were allowed to go to some places, but we were allowed only to go to the places that they said we could go to. And there were so many places that were off limits to us.
Wernher von Braun told that he had been personally taken to a planet called Arion. Von Braun and Hermann Oberth were the two smartest rocket scientists in the world. And they both are on record as saying, Oberth said there's two types of technology, ours and theirs.
If you are intent upon setting up secret testing places, the one place on planet Earth that would be the most inaccessible and the least surveilled from the standpoint of satellites and so on, it would be Antarctica.
Rocket-based applications, space travel applications were not showing up at NASA. The military must have a secret space program, war games in space with laser weapons. Pretty fantastic stuff that was there.
I started looking at this heat map, and so I moved the map down to Antarctica, and lo and behold, there was a perfect ring structure movement right in the center of the ice.
The amount of intelligence gathered from another dimension, the spiritual dimension, the fallen angels, and by the way, the occult nature of the Third Reich. Occult just means hidden, okay?
Right. But so if you want to keep things secret, and if you've got the money and logistical support to do it, that would be the place to do it. Guess what famous American defense contractor has a presence in Antarctica?
The phone rang. I picked it up. In Japan, 29 humans were killed in a laboratory that was producing militarized robots by the Japanese for warfare.
And you see this other world, this controlling world, in the form of royalty, elite families, the 1%. But that's just the surface of this other world.
Now, I think people need to understand something. Antarctica has some of the most sophisticated telescopes in the world. The same type of telescope, an infrared binocular telescope in Antarctica, and that's the same thing as the Vatican telescope.
He also said we Germans weren't smarter than the West, we just had help. The high command of Germany sitting in a seance with some woman who's giving birth to an ectoplasmic projection that's dictating advanced math and engineering equations